No business can ever sustain without money, right? You all agree with that. And that money comes only from customers. If you don't have customers, that means there is no money in the business. So the most crucial thing for any business is to acquire customers and to retain them. So let's understand the customer journey, how we can acquire them and how we can retain them. So this is not a very complex customer journey. This is a very simple approach. Here you have to understand this journey in two phases, right? And each phase has three parts. So let's start with the first phase, which is about the customer acquisition. So in the first phase of customer acquisition, the first stage is called the awareness stage. At this stage, your customer gets aware about your brand, your products and services. The second stage is called the consideration stage. When the customer is aware about your brand through various platforms, through your marketing activities, now the customer is actually considering whether they should buy your products and services or they shouldn't buy it. When they are taking this kind of decision, they consider a lot of parameters. They check your prices, they compare it with the other competitors, and they see the strength of your brand, and they also understand what kind of functionalities, features, and the facilities your service has. So now after the consideration stage, that is the time when the customer will actually take decision to buy your products and services. This stage is called the purchase stage, right? So at this stage, the customer takes the actual decision to purchase your product and service. Now, this is possible only when you have successfully taken your customer from the awareness to the consideration stage and then finally to the purchase stage. If you are not being able to take your customer from awareness to the consideration and then to this purchase stage, your customer acquisition journey doesn't get completed. That means you are not able to sell your products and services to your target audience. Out of these three stages, which one do you think is the most crucial? The first one is not very crucial because at this stage, the customer is getting aware. The customer can come to know about your brand to other people also, through some advertising, through various platforms, media, or any other way of communication. But the most critical stage is the consideration stage. So at this stage, when you have already explained everything to your customer or to the client, that is the most crucial time when they will actually take decision. So at this time, you have to focus a lot on this phase that your customer is at consideration stage. When your customers are at consideration stage, you have to have proper follow-up. You have to ensure that you provide them the right information, and you also provide them the comparative study with your competitors, because that is the time when they will actually be exploring various other options. So rather they do it and they land up somewhere else, you should provide them the information about various other brands also along with your brand, so that you can tell that why your brand is better or why should they go with you. After this, once the stage is over, that means you have successfully taken your customer to the purchase stage, and that is how you have acquired your customer. So for each customer, you have to understand that your customer is actually going through these three stages, and you have to have the proper preparation for all these three stages so that you are able to sell your products and services. But the story doesn't end here. Now the second phase of the business comes, which is called the customer retention. Because if you have acquired new customers, but you don't know that how big is the potential if you are able to retain your existing customers. Your existing customers can give you a lot of business, if they are your happy customers. And if they are not your happy customers, they are not satisfied with you, they can ruin your complete business, because they can always spread a bad word of mouth in the market, and nobody will come to you, and you will not be able to acquire new customers. So it's very important that you focus on the phase 2 also, which is the customer retention journey. Now at this phase of customer retention journey, the first stage is called the purchase experience. When the customer has actually purchased your product or service, that is the time when they actually start using it. And now how do they feel when they are experiencing your product and service? They will have a good experience if you have already worked on customer experience, you have the right quality of service and the delivery is on time and your product doesn't have any technical or manufacturing issues. And the customer is satisfied with your product and services even after they have bought it. So that is very important, because from this point onwards, they will start having a long-term relation with you. So this point is equally important and very crucial. The way in the customer acquisition, the consideration stage was very crucial. So for the customer retention phase, the first stage of customer experience is very, very crucial. So let's assume that now your customer has the good experience, and now what is the second stage? So after this, the next stage is called the loyalty stage. That means now you have a loyal customer, and that loyal customer will come back to you and will give you repeat orders. Your customer will buy your products and services again and again because they have got a good purchase experience, right? So this is the stage when you are getting repeat orders from your existing customers, right? Now, what is the third stage? The third stage after becoming a loyal customer is when your customer becomes your advocate. That is called the advocacy stage. Advocacy means that customer is recommending others. They are telling their friends and family members to buy the products and services which they have bought from you, and they are recommending the same to their friends and family members. So that is the time when they are actually doing advocacy for you. So this is the third stage, when in the stage of customer retention, when your existing customers, they don't only give you repeat orders, but they also recommend and refer their friends and family members to buy products and services from you. So these are the 6 stages of a customer journey from acquisition to retention, which you can divide in 2 phases, and in each phase there are 3 stages, right? But now what you have to do, if you want to acquire more customers, if you want to retain your existing customers and generate more business from them, then create a list from your existing database of your leads and customers. Then accordingly categorize them in these 6 categories. Okay, you have to understand that how many customers are at awareness stage, how many customers are at consideration stage, how many are at the purchase stage, how many of them are now experiencing your product and services, how many of them are actually your loyal customers, and how many are them at advocacy stage. So you will have to focus on each stage very carefully, and you can plan your strategies for each stage to make them happy, so that you can generate more business from these 6 stages of customer journey.